I've been testing 4 different Korean sunscreens for the past 3 months, and today I'm going to be sharing my reviews and thoughts so that you can decide whether any of these are right for you. This was my first time trying Korean sunscreens, and I do have to say that I was very impressed. They are known for their affordability and for their sophisticated formulas. I was not disappointed. So first, I will start by sharing what I look for in a sunscreen. I'll be listing these categories in order of importance, and I will also be rating each of these sunscreens on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best. Number 1 most important thing that I look for in a sunscreen is obviously sun protection. I want minimum SPF 30 for my facial sunscreens, but ideally I want SPF 50. Second most important is that it is acne safe. I have acne prone skin, so if a sunscreen breaks me out, that is an instant deal breaker. It's important that the ingredients in a sunscreen do not irritate my skin, and I also tend to like a fragrance-free product. Third most important is texture. I want a sunscreen that's lightweight, non-greasy, easy to blend in, and has no white cast. It's also important for my sunscreen to be eye safe. I wear contacts and I have sensitive eyes, so if a sunscreen burns my eyes, that is an instant no for me. It's also important that my sunscreen layers well with other products. So this means that I want it to wear well under makeup with no pilling. The sunscreen I use also has to be boyfriend approved. My partner Stefan and I share the same sunscreen, so he has to like it as well. And he has a medium tan skin tone, so it's important that the sunscreen does not have a white cast. And then finally, the price is really important to me. That's why I was so interested in trying a Korean sunscreen, because they are so affordable compared to a lot of American sunscreens. Especially since I'm applying sunscreen every single day, I can't have something that is super expensive. The more affordable, the better, so I feel good about just slathering it all over my face. Those are all the things that I look for in a sunscreen, so let's jump into my first review. So first up, I tested the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Moisture Airyfit Daily Sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen, but they do claim that it is reef safe, and it also has a pump, which is really nice. Some key ingredients in this sunscreen are rice bran oil, which is an antioxidant and adds hydration. It also has niacinamide, which helps to brighten the skin. And then there are also ceramides, which help strengthen the skin barrier. The sunscreen has SPF 50, PA+++++. So for sun protection, I give this one a 5 out of 5. It is also acne safe. I had no issues with breakouts when using this sunscreen, and it also is fragrance free. So for that category, this one also gets a 5. For texture, I'm also going to give this one a 5. It gives really lightweight moisture without feeling greasy. It's really easy to apply and absorbs quickly and gives a really nice satin finish. It also has no white cast, so if you have darker skin than me, then this will work for you. As far as it being eye safe, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. There's no burning with it, but like I said, I wear contacts, and when I use the sunscreen while wearing contacts, I found that my contacts could get a little bit cloudy. So then I'd have to take my contacts out and clean them and put them back in. So what I found when using the sunscreen is it's best for me to put my contacts in first and then apply the sunscreen, and then I don't have any issues with the cloudiness. But other than that, there's no burning in the eyes, so that's why I gave this one a 4 out of 5. As for how well this one layers, I give this one a 5 out of 5. It works really well under makeup, and I had no issues with pilling when I layered it with other products. For price, this one comes in at $22 for 50 milliliters or 1.69 ounces. I also found that it's on sale a lot on Stylovana and Yes Style. So for price, I give this one a 5 out of 5. This sunscreen is also boyfriend approved. He liked the texture, he liked that there's no white cast, he liked that it didn't get caught in his facial hair, and that the pump made it easy to use. So for that, I give this one a rating of 5. Overall, I give this sunscreen a rating of 5 out of 5. And I would call this one the best for combination skin. It's a really good middle-of-the-road sunscreen with just enough moisture without being too heavy or greasy, and I can see this one being a real crowd pleaser. So if you have combination skin or just can't decide what to get, then I think this is a great one to start with that you can't really go wrong. Next, I tried the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Pure Mineral Relief Daily Sunscreen. Unlike the last one, this one is 100% mineral. It is also reef safe and also has a pump. Some key ingredients are non-nano zinc oxide, which is the mineral sunscreen, and it also has niacinamide and ceramides. In addition to those key ingredients, this one also has hyaluronic acid for added hydration. For sun protection, it has SPF 50 PA+++++. I think that's too many pluses. So I give it a 5 out of 5. I found it to be acne safe, and they do market it as being good for sensitive skin, though it does have the ingredient butylosydyl salicylate. Butylosydyl salicylate. Butylosydyl salicylate. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I've heard of some people having a sensitivity to this ingredient, so if you do, then I would stay away from this sunscreen. Other than that, it's unscented, and I personally had no issues with it, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 for being acne safe. Now, texture is where this one has some downfalls. It is a mineral sunscreen, which tend to struggle with texture. So it does have a very lightweight texture that is non-greasy and dries to a satin finish. But I will say that it takes a little bit more work to rub into your skin and fully absorb, and it does have a white cast. The white cast isn't as bad as other mineral sunscreens I've tried. If you have lighter skin like I do, then you probably will not be bothered by it. But if you have darker skin, then beware that there is a white cast. I also found this sunscreen a little harder to remove both at the end of the day and after I applied it and I was just trying to wash my hands. It seemed to really stick to my hands and to my face, and I found to get it off fully, I had to double cleanse my face at the end of the day, which is something that I don't typically like to do unless I'm wearing makeup. So for me, that was a big downfall for this sunscreen. It felt like more work to apply and to take off, and that made me not want to reach for it as much. So for texture, I give this one a 3 out of 5. As for being eye safe, I give it a 5 out of 5. There was no burning and no sensitivity, and I had no issues with my contacts. For layering, it works pretty well under makeup. There's no pilling, but I did find that it creased slightly throughout the day, especially on my eyelids and under my eyes. So if you're wearing this one under makeup, then you might want to set it with powder to make sure that there's no creasing. But even on days when I wasn't wearing makeup, it still creased in my eyelids, which isn't a huge deal. I can always just kind of tap it out, but it does kind of bother me. And it just made me not want to reach for this sunscreen. So for layering, I give this one a 4 out of 5 because of the slight creasing. The price of this one is also at $22 for 50 milliliters or 1.69 fluid ounces. So I also give this one a 5 out of 5 for price. And then as for being boyfriend approved, this is the one sunscreen today that did not pass the test. So Stefan really didn't like the texture of this sunscreen. He found it really hard to blend in, and it got caught in his facial hair. It also left a slight white cast on him, which wasn't super noticeable, but it was there. And this is a direct quote from him. He said, "I hate this sunscreen." So for being boyfriend approved, I give this one a 2 out of 5. Overall, I give the sunscreen a rating of 3 out of 5. Out of all the sunscreens, this is the one that I didn't look forward to using. And then since Stefan also didn't really like it, this just was not a winner in our books. But I will say that this is one of the best mineral sunscreens I've ever used. And I've tried out a lot of different mineral sunscreens in the past. So if you're looking for a 100% mineral sunscreen, then I would definitely recommend this one because it is very lightweight feeling and non-greasy and very comfortable and easy to use. And the white cast is very minimal compared to other mineral sunscreens I've tried. So even though this is the only mineral sunscreen that I'm reviewing today, I'm going to give it the title of Best Mineral SPF because it is one of the best mineral sunscreens that I have tried. Next I have the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Aqua Fresh SPF. This is a chemical sunscreen and they do not make any claims that this is reef safe. Some key ingredients in this sunscreen are rice seed water for antioxidants, panthenol, which is hydrating and helps the skin barrier, oat extract, which is soothing, and then it also has hyaluronic acid and ceramides. This one also has SPF 50 PA++++. So for sun protection, this one also gets a 5 out of 5. It's also very good for acne-prone skin. I didn't find it irritating at all, and it has no scent. So for being acne safe, I give this one a 5. Texture, I also give this one a 5 out of 5. The texture on this one is the lightest out of all the sunscreens that I tried. It doesn't feel like a standard creamy moisturizer. It feels very lightweight with just a little bit of hydration. It's super fast absorbing and has a very non-greasy skin-like finish. It has no white cast and feels completely undetectable on your skin. It feels like you're wearing nothing. So if you're looking for a sunscreen that feels more like a moisturizer, then this one probably isn't it. But if you have oily skin and you want something really lightweight that absorbs quickly, then this one is a really beautiful sunscreen. Because the texture of it is so lightweight, I do find that I end up using a lot more of this one, so I think I'm going through it a lot more quickly. So just keep that in mind. But for texture, I give this one a 5 out of 5, and I found it very pleasant to use. I didn't find this one irritating at all for my eyes, so I also give it a 5 out of 5 for being eye safe. And I also found it layers really well under makeup and with my other products. So for layering, I give this one a 5. This is the most affordable sunscreen that I'm reviewing today at $18 for 1.69 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. Even though, like I said, I think I tend to use more of this product because it is so lightweight, so keep that in mind when it comes to the price. This sunscreen is also boyfriend approved. He likes the texture of this one, though he did prefer the packaging of the Haruharu Wonder with the pump dispenser. He said that this packaging looks expensive, which actually made him not like the packaging as much because he assumed that this was a more expensive product. But that's actually why I liked this packaging, because I thought that it looks more expensive, even though the product itself is the least expensive today. He just likes a more affordable sunscreen. So overall, for being boyfriend approved, I give this one a 5 out of 5. And then overall, I'm giving this one a rating of 5. I would name this one best for oily skin. I'd say maybe skip it if you have dry skin, but if you're an oily skinned person, then I would definitely recommend trying this one out because I think you'll really like the texture and finish of it. And then finally, the last Korean sunscreen that I'm reviewing today is the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Water Sun Gel. This is a chemical SPF, and they do claim that it is reef safe. The key ingredients in it are 8 different types of hyaluronic acid, so there's a lot of hydration in this one. It also has centella extract, which is a soothing ingredient, as well as ceramide and niacinamide. It has SPF 50 PA++++, so for sun protection, I give this one a rating of 5. It is also acne safe. I had no issues when using it, and it is unscented, even though it does have a slight sunscreen scent to it when comparing it to the other sunscreens from today. But the scent is really subtle and it doesn't have any added fragrance, so I give this one a 5 out of 5 for being acne safe. The texture of this one is still very lightweight, but it is the most moisturizing out of all the sunscreens from today. It's non-greasy, easy to blend, and has no white cast. It does have a very moisturizing, dewy finish, so if you have oily skin, then this one probably isn't for you, but if you have dry skin, I think that this would be a great option. I really enjoyed using this one on days when my skin felt drier, but it still feels very lightweight and comfortable. So for texture, I give this one a 5 out of 5. There's also no burning or stinging to the eyes, so for being eye safe, I give it a 5. And it also layers well under makeup with no pilling, so that also gets a 5. For price, this one comes in at $24.50 for 1.69 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. So this is the most expensive sunscreen that I'm reviewing, though not by a lot. Since it is the most expensive one, I gave this one a rating of 4 out of 5 for price. I feel like as soon as sunscreens start to get in the $25 range, it starts to feel a little expensive for sunscreen. But again, there's not a huge difference between this one and the others. This sunscreen is also boyfriend approved, so it gets a 5 out of 5. He did say the packaging looks less expensive, which made him actually like it more, but then I told him that this was actually the most expensive sunscreen, which made him like it less. So overall, I give this sunscreen a rating of 5 out of 5, and I would call this one best for dry skin. So those are all my reviews for all the Korean sunscreens that I tested. Honestly, they're all really similar except for the one mineral one, which is to be expected because mineral sunscreens always have a slightly thicker texture and a white cast to them. And I did pick sunscreens that I thought I would like, which is why they're all pretty similar. They're all very lightweight and comfortable, and there weren't really any that I actually disliked, but which one would I actually repurchase? So I actually already repurchased these two here. I feel like the Beauty of Joseon will be really good for summer because it is so lightweight and feels like nothing on my skin, so perfect for hot summer days when my skin is feeling oily. And then I think the Haruharu Wonder will be a great year-round sunscreen for really any occasion. This one is also Stefan's top pick. So overall winner today, I'm going to have to give it to the Haruharu Wonder Chemical Sunscreen. The versatility, the price, and the ease of use all make this one a winner. Have you tried any of these sunscreens that I mentioned today, or do you have another favorite sunscreen that you love to use? I would love to hear it in the comments. Please give your sunscreen recommendations below. And let me know if you'd like to see any more sunscreen reviews. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!